Anita here, and welcome to, well, the last video of Inktober. I'm pretty sure you're surprised right now, but I've decided to make this video the last one in just a real-time way, because I get questions sometimes about making videos in real time, and I don't like to make them that often just because they're long. Not many people watch them. It's when you make videos, of course you want to get some kind of reaction, but at the same time, once in a while I just feel like making one, and that's when, you know, that's when it happens. So I hope this setup will be okay. I mean, the worst case scenario is I'm gonna make a voiceover and you'll get a real video. So if you're actually getting this in real time, spoiler alert, everything went fine. All I have to remember right now is just to clap before I start recording a new clip, because otherwise I'm not going to puzzle this together, I swear. So yeah, oh, and I'm hitting the camera. Good start, guys, good start. So yeah, we're working on the last picture for Inktober. I have to confess, I'm gonna tell this whole story in a bit, but this picture was supposed to be the last one from the beginning. It wasn't like set in stone, but whenever I thought about the last picture, I thought this one should be it, just because, I don't know, I just really liked it. This picture of a witch brewing something in her cauldron, and just, perhaps it's a potion, perhaps it's just a regular soup, who knows, you know? I really like this idea, so that's what I've decided to use for the last picture. And I have to confess that not all of them are done yet. Like I've said, I'm gonna explain in a little bit, but after day 22, if you visited my Facebook, if you are following me on Facebook, you'll know that I had I stopped painting because of a bit of an accident. So this was my pretty much last picture, the 22nd of, the day 22. And after that, it became a bit erratic, because on Monday I didn't do a picture. So I've cheated. Monday was my cheat day, and on Tuesday I haven't painted either. I started on Wednesday again. So I have caught up a little bit, and I'm fully planning to catch up completely, because honestly, and I will be talking about it in a little bit, I don't feel like I've cheated. All in all, it's just something, it happened, okay? It happened, I couldn't really do anything about it, so now the best thing I can do is catch up as quickly as possible. Oh, yeah, my slanted workspace. So this was day 22, and this was Sunday. I painted it in a lot of pain, but I love this picture. Then we have day 23, which I have finished on Wednesday, and I will be posting all of these. I don't know if even the... should be working. I'll be posting all of these on Facebook due time, so you will see them. And this is day 24, which is a royal witch. So this is a witch of thorns. This was supposed to be it. The next video you were supposed to be seeing after Sunday, but that did not happen. And this is my oh, this is a socialite witch. That was another one from the 31 witches prompt. And then I have a few unfinished in different stadiums of being finished. I have this one laying here, for example, which is another bunny witch. I have a thing for bunnies lately. First it was cats, then it became bunnies. Another one I have laying around is here, this one. Just kind of like a, I don't know, I wanted her to look a little bit dumb. And don't ask me why. And yeah, and this is my my cauldron witch, I think. I have no idea what I'm gonna call her yet. So this is what we're going to paint right now. I have my drink here. I'm waiting for a package, so I will be running if I hear a doorbell or door knock, because we do not have a doorbell. So while I'm preparing my ink, Actually, what do I want to start with? Because I don't have an exact idea what I want to do here. I think I want her to be very traditional looking. I don't want to try anything new. At the moment, I'm very concentrating on pretty much finishing the whole series. I'm done with experimenting at the moment. I just want to finish this project. Experimenting will come later again. For now, it's very important for me to just finish it. So I'm settling on the same old. And so I was thinking about definitely having the cauldron in dark, like just black. This will be my darkest dark. And so the cauldron will be black, and that means that immediately the background cannot be black as well, because it will just, the cauldron will not stand out properly. So I thought about having the cauldron black and her hat black as well. And then the rest we will figure out on the way. So let's start with that. Let's start filling in those blacks with my tiny paintbrush. And let me tell you what happened that I stopped painting. That kind of broke me out of the Inktober, how would you call it? The Inktober streak? I don't know. So on Sunday, well, actually it started on Saturday. I don't know if it even connects, but on Saturday evening, I was really, really busy because I knew on Sunday I had a day off. So I would be going away to visit friends. And so I wanted to kind of finish everything I had on my list before that. And I was working quite late into the night, not as late as before. I'm trying to keep myself in check. But I think I was done with work around 2 in the morning. And so, and I still wasn't done completely because what I was doing, I was adding my the original paintings to my Etsy store for sale, and I wanted to, I was preparing them so that I could release them all on Sunday and add a post. And add a post on Facebook at the same time to kind of like make a little release. And I knew I had to do it before I went away, and I was a bit in a rush. So I woke up in the morning. I immediately went to, finish everything up, add the rest of the pictures, make a post, all these things, and I've posted it. And then I very quickly started dressing up, preparing, because I knew I had to paint another picture while I was, visiting friends. There. I need to concentrate. I can't talk when I'm painting the details because it becomes wonky. And so I knew I had to paint there. And because of that, I needed to prepare, my painting supplies, pack them, make sure that I had everything, and etc., etc. And so I was rushing at that time because it was quite late already. So I dressed up and I was going down with all my painting supplies, and I don't know exactly what happened. Well, I can assume that I slipped. And I slipped on my stairs, about the mid height of my stairs, and I just fell down. And I don't take it that seriously. I mean, it happens not often, but it happens once in a while. I tend to fall off the stairs. Okay, I'm not gonna be ashamed of that. I know it's not something that you say loud, but it just happens. Okay, sometimes I fell off the stairs because I put my feet just weirdly on the edge of the steps, and we probably should have had some kind of anti-slip thing, but we don't, because obviously nothing I've done to myself, let's say, on those stairs was serious yet to have anti-slip afterwards because, you know, never prevent, always after the fact. I'm joking, of course. Do prevent stuff if you can. But anyway, so I fell up the stairs and I hit myself pretty hard. Like I said, it was quite high on the stairs that I slipped. And so the only thing I could think about when I fell down was like, okay, is everything in place? Can I move? Okay, I can move. So I went down, I laid down, because of course I was in a lot of pain. But, you know, usually with these kind of things, it goes away after like 5 minutes. I got up and I was so happy because I had all my painting supplies with me, including this. And I was panicking because I just imagined how it would look like if it just broke. So that was my biggest concern, you know, that the ink didn't break. So that happened. And like I've said, you know, I'm kind of used to getting into little accidents and I just get up and go. So that's what I did. 15 minutes later, we were out of the house. And, you know, my butt hurt a lot. And I had some scrapes on my elbows. And I felt that I had some kind of bruise on my back. But besides that, you know, nothing really else was wrong. Bruises are fine. The problem was that, you know, during the day, I was feeling really, really bad. I started feeling really bad. And the pain started to be really annoying because I couldn't sit really well. My back was hurting. My arms were hurting. Everything was hurting. And you know how that affects your mood and stuff. So it took a lot of effort to actually finish that bunny. And I feel really bad because we were visiting, you know. I mean, these are pretty close friends. These are very close friends, so I doubt they minded. But I didn't feel like the best company at that time. It was just, I don't know, everything required so much effort. I just wanted everybody to leave me alone. So it sucked. So that happened. We came back home in the evening, went to sleep. And as, you know, as it happens when you have some kind of accident, you wake up next morning with a terrible muscle ache because your muscles tense when you fall, or, you know, at least that's how it is in my case. Apparently that's a thing. I didn't know. My boyfriend told me. And so the next day, I woke up feeling just terrible. I had muscle aches everywhere. My mood was down. Everything hurt. I looked at myself in the mirror, or rather, I looked at my butt in the mirror, and it was the bruise I have. It's already healing, but the bruise I have is like someone actually hit me with a baseball bat. It was huge. Okay, I've never had bruise this big before. Okay, it scared me when I looked at it because it was all like, I don't even want to remember. I'm glad it's healing. At some point, I was doubting that it would. And so my mood wasn't the best. And but okay, I had a plan. I had to deal with some stuff for work in the morning. And then afterwards in the afternoon, I was supposed to paint to have footage for the Tuesday video. But unfortunately, the work stuff was really stressful. And I didn't handle it very well. I was really, I could feel myself breaking down. It was just really, really scary because I shouldn't be reacting like that. It wasn't something... Oh, my hands are shaking. There. So it wasn't anything that bad, you know, but for some reason it affected me so much, and I could feel myself breaking down. I was like, oh no, if I don't take a break, I'm gonna burn out. I'm just going to, you know, stop painting completely. So I've decided, okay, you know what, I'm gonna eat dinner first, and we'll see after that. So I put my dinner, it was one of those dishes that you make in the oven. And so I had to wait like 40 minutes. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna sketch in the meantime. So that's prepared after the dinner. After dinner, I'll be ready to paint. And I couldn't sketch. It just, nothing would work. Everything was just like, it required so much time to focus, and I couldn't, it just didn't want to work. So I figured that probably, you know, it was too much. I was still in pain. I was really stressed. I was just, the Inktober fatigue was, you know, adding to it. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna break my perfect streak and I'm going to skip Monday. I'm not gonna paint on Monday, since I knew the videos would record pretty quickly, like not record, but render pretty quickly when I'm recording them on the phone. So I knew that I could just possibly catch up on Tuesday morning if I did it really early. So I've decided to take the rest of the evening off. And that was a very good idea. I just ate my dinner, came back, I watched some anime, and the worst part was that, you know, my boyfriend came from work. I think he came from work really late, and I burst into tears. I was so stressed, you know, and just a simple question, you know, how you doing? How was your day? And I just broke down. So that point, at that point, I just realized that it was too much, you know, it was too much. And I had to take care of the situation, otherwise it would end badly. And I really didn't want to, you know, burn out. I mean, I told you guys, I am all for pushing yourself during a challenge. That's what challenges are for. You push yourself, you challenge yourself, you know, you do something out of ordinary. And ordinarily, I don't make 30 illustrations, 31, in a month. You know what, I think I'm going this line here. I think I'm going to paint over it and come back with a white gel pen and just bring it back. Should I do that? Or should I just, I don't know. How this would look like. I don't hate it. Let's leave it like that. Not bad. So, I decided to just, you know, take Monday off. The biggest giveaway for me that it was a good decision was that I didn't feel guilty at all. Usually, you know, when I can tell when I'm just, you know, making excuses instead of, like, I told you guys, I am a pro at procrastinating. So I really have to push myself to do stuff. And my mind will come up with thousands of excuses why not to do something. So whenever I don't feel guilty, that means that it's just, it has to happen. It's a good decision. And so I took Monday off. And on Tuesday, I woke up so tired, so exhausted. It was unbelievable. And so I've decided, you know what? I have to take Tuesday off as well. There's just no other way for me. I have to, otherwise I'm not going to finish it. And I didn't feel guilty either. I spent all day doing, well, it's not like I did nothing, but I just watched anime, caught up on the series that I wanted to see for quite some time. I watched some movies, I cooked, I think, I cleaned something. And I just basically did anything else but painting. And I have to say that helped a lot. I really felt rested on Wednesday morning. And that's when I've decided to start painting again, because I really wanted to finish this, the Inktober. It wasn't like I've just, because, you know, if you are breaking your streak, oh no, I was supposed to do this in the palette. Whenever I paint in black like this, I try to clean my brush on the palette so that I can start working that, how do you call that? That wash. The solution. Okay, so I've dried my painting. We can start doing stuff again, and let's go back to the story. So on Tuesday, what was it? Wednesday morning, you know, I've decided to go back to painting. I felt rested, and as I started saying, you know, when you are breaking your streak in any challenge, the most important thing is not to stop. Don't let it get down to you that you just, you broke the streak. It doesn't count anymore. Of course it does. The point is that you're challenging yourself, you know, that you're improving yourself. So, you know, it doesn't improve you in any way if you just drop it, okay? You just continue doing what you were doing. So I fully intend to, you know, continue it. However, I really didn't feel like making videos. Oh my God, I was so tired of the whole rush to make a video. Sippy. So there I had a choice. I could either really push myself, possibly, you know, possibly waste the rest I had. I need a piece of paper. There we go. That's pretty good. So possibly waste the rest I had and continue with the videos, or I could just concentrate on what was important and what was the actual challenge, which is making the artwork. So that's what I did. I just started making the artwork. And I have to say that it went really, really slow. It's so slow, in fact, that at some point I felt like I was so much further. And I looked at the work I did, and I just barely did 2 sketches. So that was a little bit infuriating, because I felt like at that point I really felt like a failure. That I've lost that energy, and I just really felt, you know, what's the point? What's the point of doing this? But I kept pushing, because at this point, you know, it doesn't help me anything if I just stop. I was tired of Inktober, tired so much that you have no idea. Thinking about it made me nauseous. The idea of making more videos made me so nauseous at that point. But I figured, you know what? I really, really want to try my hand at making that art book. That's something I am really excited about. I have a great idea. But to do that, I have to finish the paintings. So that's kind of what kept me going, you know. Just the thought that, okay, now I'm going to suffer a little bit, but afterwards I will get my reward. So that's what I did. It started really, really slow. And what got to me the most was the fact that I actually couldn't catch up. I don't know what to do with the backgrounds. I'm just kind of coloring stuff in. We'll see what comes out of it. So I couldn't catch up. That's what was bothering me the most. That I couldn't do more than 1 per day. And that really bugged me. because days passed and I just kept losing the streak. And the worst part was that I've decided to release more videos on a Saturday. Just I felt, you know, Tuesday, which is today, is the Halloween, the last day. Oh, yeah, there we go. And I wanted to do the last, like, kind of few videos, just go back to it. Just, you know, just do it, basically. I wanted to have a nice ending, even though I didn't make 30 videos. I felt like I wanted to have a nice ending for both of us, for you guys, for me. And my cat is deciding that I am talking to her, obviously. Obviously. Well, that is not the case. Hello? She has a blanket here. She can lay whenever she wants to. So, but unfortunately, this is here, that's my worst moment ever, because I don't even have any excuse, like anything that I could make it feel better. On Friday, I went on a date with my boyfriend. We went to an art store, went to do some shopping, just generally have a bit of fun in town, since he had a day off. And when I got back and I was fully settled on going upstairs to paint, yeah, really settled on the idea. I have prepared my paper. I've put the computer on to get some, you know, background noise, and I was stupid enough to open Netflix. And some of you already might know where this is going. I completely forgot about it, because in my head, once I finished, wait, this is our light source, which means that, you know, I don't keep with that much shadows, but good enough. So I've opened Netflix, and like I said, I forgot about it, because when I've skipped those few days at the beginning of the week, I already knew that I wouldn't be able to finish all my paintings on Friday, which was my original idea. I planned to have those 4 last days of October. I felt like I worked hard enough. That was still last week. Like, I worked hard enough so I could, you know, cheat a little bit, pull ahead a few paintings, and enjoy my Stranger Things marathon. But of course, at that time, you know, I had problems. I've skipped those few days, and I just completely blocked out of my head the idea that I will be watching Stranger Things before Inktober is over. But then I've opened Netflix. I think I wanted to watch Rick and Morty. I don't remember. And I saw, I was convinced that it would just drop around midnight or something. But apparently it dropped already, because it was early afternoon, and Stranger Things was just like the huge splash. Watch now. I'm like, oh, yes. And my whole plan to paint, to be responsible, just went out of the window. I just stopped completely. And I immediately ran down, and I started, you know, getting all excited and talking to my boyfriend. Oh my God, we have to watch it. We have to watch it now. And he was like, no, I'm playing now. It's like, okay then, well, fine. Go play. And of course, after 10 minutes, we started watching it, because he felt bad, I think. So, yeah, and then we didn't binge watch it, of course. I mean, I'm too old for that. I need my sleep. And so, but we watched it during one day, pretty much. That was the whole deal. I need a bit more of a saturated gray. Let's a bit more water. So yeah, and that's what I've done. So my original plan to have video recorded and released by Saturday moved to Sunday, and that's when I started getting messages from you guys because you were concerned, and I'm really sorry that I didn't mention anything about it before. I feel really stupid because I don't know, I have this whole constant like feeling in my head that nobody cares, you know, nobody cares, Anita, what you're doing. And so, you know, you guys are only interested in what you, like the things the things that I'm producing, like as in, you know, if I make a video and I have a new video, okay, that's what I'm posting. You know, you get the meaning? So if I'm not making anything, then obviously I'm not posting anything. And I'm constantly talking to my phone instead of to the microphone. Okay. That was a loud slurp. So yeah, and I've actually started getting messages, like concerned messages, and I felt really stupid because it didn't occur to me that you would be concerned. So that's when I posted on Facebook the status update and kind of explained the story. And because I had an idea, I wanted to make this video, like right now, on a Sunday, and then continue with regular videos on Monday and Tuesday. But that of course didn't happen because, and what shall we do? Shall we do darker background? I feel like that's what has to happen. I want it to be swirly. We'll see. So I wanted to wait, so I posted it on Saturday, and then on Sunday I was supposed to record. But when I woke up, as I mentioned, I'm a master procrastinator. My bedroom has been bothering me for a very long time. I wanted to redecorate it a little bit because a while ago we switched from regular blinds to those that block the light. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me that buying gray blinds would make the room smaller. I don't know, I hated it. I hated it because I was used to a little bit of light, just at least, you know, getting through the blinds. And these not only were gray, which means that they were really dark, but also there was no light whatsoever. So the room looked small, looked dark. I hated going to sleep in a room like that. But I was busy with the Inktober, and I kept pushing in. I was like, okay, you know what, just a few more days, Anita, just a few more days. And on Sunday, I slept really bad. And I blamed it all, of course, on the bedroom. And I've decided to, you know what, I'm going to clean it before I start the video, okay? It was still early in the day. And I've decided, you know what, I'm going to clean it. It shouldn't take me that long. And then we're going to make this video. And because this video, this kind of video, in theory, shouldn't be that hard to make because I am constantly talking, yes, but I'm still painting. And it shouldn't be that hard to edit. If I remember to clap, that is. So, oh, I love this. I love what is happening here. It looks like there's some kind of shadows in the background. So I started cleaning that bedroom. And of course, I started running into trouble. You know, our bed is huge compared to the room. So I couldn't flip it because I wanted to change its direction. I couldn't move it properly. I had to take everything off the bed first, so the mattress. And of course, we had to upgrade to a double mattress recently, which made it extremely hard to take off. That thing is heavy, okay? So it's too dark here, I think. And of course then I had to put it on its side because it didn't want to, you know, move normally. So all in all, then I cleaned, of course, the our closet, which is like this little room we have on the sides, like a walk-in closet, but, you know, just because I use this, our biggest room, for my studio, okay? So everything else becomes a kind of like a doubles for other stuff. So I cleaned the closet and I cleaned the bathroom, and all of a sudden it was 6 in the afternoon. And I was really tired, surprise, surprise, and I couldn't paint. So not only did I feel like guilty, because of course I knew I was procrastinating, because I could leave it for later. There was no rush with that. Of course it made me really happy that it was clean, but there was no rush. And and of course I felt bad because the video, I couldn't record it anymore. It was too late. I was tired. It would have taken a few hours before it would render, so on and so forth. And I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. We're gonna do it on a Monday. This is like, this video is becoming why Anita doesn't keep her promises kind of video. I love this background. That's a good background. So, so I planned to do this on Monday. But on Monday, I woke up in my new bedroom and it was so cozy and so pretty. No joke, I'm so happy with how I moved stuff around. It's nothing fancy. I mean, I just pretty much, I remembered I had those white curtains just stored around in the closet. That's why I started cleaning it, because I couldn't find them. And so I put them in front of the blinds, which made them less gray, less dark, which was perfect. And so I woke up Monday morning and I felt so cozy, and of course I was reading until 11 in the afternoon. And then I had to start making food, because I've decided to make a soup for a couple of days. I hate cooking, so I usually try to make stuff that can be eaten at least twice in bulk. So I'm lucky enough because my boyfriend likes this one soup that I like as well, so I've done that. And then I did something else. I don't even remember. That's the biggest part. And it was all of a sudden 5 in the afternoon. I was like, well, I cannot make a video today either. Well, isn't that a coincidence? And so here we are. It's Tuesday. Do I feel bad? Yeah. But I also feel very happy because I feel like I've done a lot during the Inktober. If I decide to do it again next year, and I don't know if I will dare, if I will have time to begin with, I will definitely have to plan it better, because I don't know if I'm doing it if I'm doing too much. I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers who make the videos every day as well, and they manage. So either I'm doing something wrong, I'm just really, really slow. So I have to look into that as well. It's possible, like, that I'm just slow. I wouldn't be surprised. And so I'll look into that, definitely. Oh, I like that. And but aside of that, you know, I'm really actually proud of myself. I mean, I've made, what, 21 videos out of 31? That's a pretty good deal. I have to dry this. Okay, so do I hear the postman? That would be just perfect timing. Anyway, so what we're gonna do now, I think I want to darken the background one more time. Oh, and there is a piece missing over here. Wait, that's lighter shade. We need the darker shade. So I want to darken the background because this part is supposed to be quite light. It's like this indented space, so I'm actually really happy with how this looks like. But I'm kind of missing the shadows here. I feel like the shadows should be in this direction. I didn't think this through before I started painting it. Now I have a problem. So I think that I want this part to be very light, and then the background really dark, and her clothes should be darker the further, the higher she goes. Let's put it this way. So I think what I'm gonna do, flip this around, and let's darken this part here. I don't think this was a postman. I'm waiting for my hair dye to come in, because a while ago I had this genius idea to dye my hair blue, which was beautiful, and I do not regret that, but now taking that blue out of my hair is a bit of a problem. I didn't know. Nobody told me that blue is sticking to hair this much. Okay, so I'll probably have to add a few more layers. This is a problem with it, because I want it to be around this dark, but I know this is not gonna dry this in this shade. Now what I want to do I want to just feather it? It's hard to say. I'll say this, I like this part here. So we'll kind of try to do, it's kind of a bit of a gradient. I imagine her cooking in a bit of a messy cottage, I suppose, or a castle kitchen, something that would be really dark and would have a very messy background. But because this is a quick illustration, of course I'm not going to spend a lot of time drawing the background. So I feel like I just want to make the gradient messy. And that will kind of help you think that the background has something in it, like there are shadows happening. So let's flip this again. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Let's put more. I'm hoping for some blooms. I know, I'm surprised as well. Sometimes blooms are really helpful to get that nice texture. I do. There. This needs a shadow anyway, so might as well. Okay, and a bit here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's dry this. Okay, so it's dry now. It kind of faded a little bit, but I'm still satisfied with how this looks like, and I think we can just keep going and start adding some shadows. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I think I want to darken her face a little bit more and leave her hair white. I am really into that whole light hair, dark skin. There is some stuff on my paintbrush again. This is way too dark, but probably going to dry lighter. I'm gonna give her black eyebrows. I have to speak a little bit louder because my microphone is not gonna pick this up. But I wanted to try to actually record this in a bit of a, I suppose you could call it live stream way, because I haven't live streamed for such a long time, but I want to start doing it again. It's one of my goals for next year. But I have to figure out some setup on how to do it, because I used to have one space for where my computer was standing. So I had a computer and painting space on the same desk, but now I've actually separated that. So this here is my painting desk, and at the moment it's a standing one because I put this coffee table on top, which is very, very comfy. And also helps a little bit with, back pains. But because the computer is on the other side now, I have only a laptop that I can move around. And that's a bit of a problem because I don't know if my laptop will be able to handle a stream. Plus, I don't know how to connect everything. So at the moment, I'm just doing a video and recording the voice on my computer. And that's also going to help me because I have a second channel. I don't know if you guys know. I've opened it a while ago because sometimes I like to do other stuff than just, painting. And this was supposed to be a place for that. But because I had to take care of myself and my own, stuff, then it kind of died. And I'm not sure what to do with it. I think there are 2 videos there right now. What is that thing I have at the end of my paintbrush? So what I'm doing now is I'm adding very simple shadows, just darkening the hair because I want it to be light. That's one of the things that I'm kind of done with ink at the moment, I think. One thing is I can't justify experimenting anymore. Because I'm tired of ink. I want to do other stuff, rather of Inktober. This I do not like. It needs to be lighter. There we go. So, because of that, I'm kind of settling on the same thing over and over. I'm doing flat washes right now to save time because I want to do it as fast as possible. And that is a problem. Because I'm literally bored of ink at the moment. And that's why I'm and also because I've settled on one thing I really like. I'm missing color. Because, it's nice to have tonal value here and there. But there is so, at least in my, I might be wrong. But I feel like there is not much I can do right now with my current skill, at least. There is either... There is either the light skin... Oh my god, this cat meowing. Okay, so we either have this kind of setup where I have a darker background and I have lighter hair, darker skin, and a bit darker clothes. Puss, what is it? Stop it. So that everything stands out. Then I can flip it around so I can have light skin, dark hair, light background. And that's for me pretty much it. There's just a limited amount of things you can do with black and white when you keep doing illustrations like this over and over. And of course I could experiment, but like I said, time for that is gone. Now I want to just finish the whole series. So that is a problem. That is a problem. I feel like I'm missing a lot on the medium as well. Let's give her a bit of a upturned nose. Another thing I want to do is I actually matured enough, I suppose you can call it like that, to experiment more with hands. Because, mitten hands are fine. I'm not a big fan of hands, okay? They say that hands are just, you know, a measure of your skill. The better you draw hands, the better people think you are. Perhaps I was never really attracted to hands. I don't know what kind of fetish that is. But I was never interested. So for me, they're a secondary thing. There's the postman. Okay, lovely. So now I have my hair color, which is perfect. I can get rid of this nasty green I have on my head right now. Because that's the unfortunate thing when it comes to blue hair color. It fades into green most of the time. And it was really pretty for some time, but eventually you just want to change, right? So yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. I'm basically just hoping to finish this. And the problem is that I just simply don't know what to do else with those illustrations, and they become kind of boring and repetitive. Now, that perhaps in itself is a good exercise, because sometimes, you know, we have to do repetitive stuff, but hey, we're also artists. If I don't have to, I don't want to do repetitive. There is just that much of a challenge that I'm willing to submit myself to. And unfortunately, the rest of the video is going to be a time lapse because I've messed up the audio recording. I accidentally stopped it on my laptop. And I didn't realize until I started editing this video how good the actual audio from my phone is. And it was decent enough to put in a video, which surprised me. But unfortunately, after this point, I didn't talk anymore. I just figured I would make a regular time lapse. So let's say this is a kind of a half-half, because this is pretty much the half point. So I've sped this up. And because I talked through 50 minutes, I can't believe I talked for 50 minutes. So you get pretty good idea about what happened to me in the days that I haven't been posting anything. So let's discuss the picture maybe in the meantime for the last few minutes. So I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to continue with this because, like I've mentioned in the beginning of the video, I knew that the cauldron had to be black. I knew what I wanted to do with the shadows, kind of sort of knew what I wanted in the background, but for me, this picture looked pretty done, to be fair. I like the contrast between elements, and while it looked pretty much done, I felt like it was a bit bare compared to all the other pictures in the series, and so I was a bit struggling with finishing it. So I went with the, good old do what you know route. So I've added a bit of shadows to the legs, to the fire, to the fire, and then I tried adding those shadows that I was talking about before. I didn't exactly know how to do that. I probably should have looked for some kind of reference picture, but I think I did a pretty good job, all things considered. So I'm really actually happy with how the bottom part came out. I know I've mentioned it before, but I am really satisfied. Sometimes when I'm talking while painting is actually really distracting to me. But at the same time, it allows me to do the same thing that, like, when I'm tired, it kind of, the part of my brain that's more intuitive takes over, and I don't overthink too much, and the results are often very, very surprisingly good. So this was in this case as well, because I was surprised how actually good the bottom part came out, even though I honestly didn't know how to approach it at the beginning. So I'm adding a little bit of shadows here and there. Like I've said, I for me this picture is done, so it's just trying to even it out so that it fits with the rest of the pictures better. So I figured adding a little bit of detail would help. I knew that I wanted some white bubbles above the cauldron at the as a last step, but as I've said, that's the last step, and so somewhere in between there had to be
something else needed to be added. And so I've decided actually that at some point that adding more lines with a fine liner would be a good idea. I am into that whole very messy background edge in the few last pictures. So it felt good. It felt right to add it. So you can actually see me working here with a different fine liner. I'm using a, what is it called even? Pigma? I don't remember, and I have it in the. I'm sitting at my computer desk right now, so I can't really get up to pick up the fine liner. I think it's the Sakura Pigma pen, something. I hope so. Anyway, I just picked it up because the usual Uni-Ball pens that I use, the fine liners, they been kind of, I don't know, getting on my nerves lately. It's something that hasn't, I don't know if it's the batch that was wrong or what the problem was. I use, as you can see here, and this is a very good example. I use my pens on an angle, and I could do that before with my Unipin pens. Nowadays I can't. You have to have a really, really straight hand to use it. You have to use it almost oh my goodness, I can't find it. You basically have to keep it really, really straight. You can't really angle the nib in any way. And I am unsure if it's actually maybe the way I started using fine liners, because nowadays I use them in a more sketchy way. Whereas a while ago, back in the beginning of my drawing, when I was still doing lines, I used them very I just did very clear lines for the sake of them just not disappearing on me, because I used to use fine liners as basically a pencil, because my I hated the fact that pencil would smudge in the water, so that's why I used an outline. But nowadays I like the feeling of a sketchy line of the sketchy fine liner. So perhaps it's just the way I use it that changed. I'm not sure. In any way, I've decided to give these fine liners a try, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying good things about them. They cost the exact same amount as they are the same price as the Uni-Ball fine liners. So I picked both just in case, and I'm really happy that I will be using these, at least for the, in the closest future, I suppose. Who knows what I will actually do later if I go to watercolor, because I'm kind of tired of black. I've seen that they have those fine liners in a lot of colors, which makes me happy. I kind of regret that I didn't pick up the sepia one. Yeah, oh well, I can always go and pick up another one. But yeah, this is pretty much what made me like this picture more, that messy outline, as well as those stripes I'm adding right now to the apron, because that added that little bit of detail that I was missing, a little bit of extra interest. And all in all, I'm very happy. The one thing I forgot to add, and I actually am not disappointed about it at all, is that her arm, if you notice right now, it disappears into her torso. There is no differentiation in shades, because I was planning to add white line on the arm just to make it pop, but I forgot, and to be honest, I don't miss it. I'm actually really happy with how it looks like. So yeah. Oh, another thing I picked up is my favorite gel pen ever, the Uni-Ball Signo Broad, which is very broad but is also very opaque, so you can immediately feel the difference. There is no comparison between the Jelly Roll and a regular Uni-Ball pen, the Uni-Ball Signo. I actually have it here. Ooh. Yeah, the Uni-Ball Signo, but regular one. You don't want the regular one. It's pretty milky as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me on this journey. I will be coming back with another painting video, or rather kind of a sum up video. I will hope on Friday, when I finish all of the paintings, when I catch up. It shouldn't take me that long, there aren't that many left, so I'm hoping to do that on Friday. But considering that today is Tuesday, I don't know. We will see. Okay? Shh. So, but anyway, there will be a video definitely coming with all of the paintings. So look forward to that. And once again, thank you so much for being with me on this journey and supporting me and, you know, sticking with me even though I messed up at the end. Thank you. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.